hello and welcome as always. I am Sean. This is In The Mixer as we're up to episode number 6 of the FC Isle of Man series, but way more importantly, we're at the start of season 2. If you haven't gone back and caught up on the last 5 episodes, go and do that now because there will be spoilers in this episode. But a massive season ahead in season 2. We're going to go through pretty much the squad that we've brought in, all the new players and stuff like that. We're going to go through our pre-season results, any changes, and there's only a couple that we've made to our tactic and stuff, and also get the season underway with our first 2 league games of the year. There's plenty to get through. We're going to jump pretty much straight into it. And here you can see the results from last season, 107 points in the end, 35 wins from our 38 games played, only 1 defeat, so close to a perfect season. Now there is a little bit, I'm not going to say it's a glitch because the database works flawlessly. I haven't had any crashes or anything like that since I've started using it. But last season we were in the Hallmark Security League Northwest Division 1 North. I would have thought we would have gone into the Premier Division, the Hallmark Security League Northwest Premier. We haven't. We've actually gone into the Southern Combination League Premier Division, which is interesting because I think, if we consult Law Google and Wikipedia, it is like the Southern Combined Leagues down on the south coast of England, which is not really anywhere near the Isle of Man. But we're going to continue with it. We're going to go through. It doesn't really matter what division we're in at a level 9 level, as long as we're working our way up towards the higher divisions and, step 6, whatever you want to call it, getting to a Vanarama level and then eventually getting into the Football League. So it's not 100% true to life the way that I think it would play out if Isle of Man were going to climb their way through the divisions, but I do think we're going to carry on anyway. I'm not looking to restart the save or anything ridiculous like that. Does mean we will have some very long away trips this season, so it'll be interesting to see if that plays into like our form and fitness and all that sort of stuff throughout the course of the year. I guess the best place to start would be going through the team, who we've brought in, who we've sent out. There's a whole bunch of players that we signed towards the back end of last season. There's a whole bunch that have come in during this off-season as well, and a couple that have unfortunately left for higher division sides. Might as well start at the start. Michael Statham, I butchered the first pronunciation of the first name. It's not even a difficult one. Ex-Nottingham Forest goalkeeper has joined us. Oh, the other portion as well. In the last episode, of course, we moved semi-professional. For whatever reason, I can't seem to do anything other than offer non-contracts to players. When we go into all of these options here, there's nothing I can see that allows me to add it as being a part-time contract instead of an actual non-contract agreement. So effectively, we're on the same amateur contracts that we were on before because anyone can swoop in at any time and try and sign any of our players. So we're probably working with the same constraints we had last season, albeit now with an actual wage budget that we have to work within. Back to Michael Statham, he looks relatively solid. Lots of 10s, 9s here. If we give him a full season at 19 years of age, I think he's going to be an excellent player for us. 2.5 star current ability, 3.5 star potential ability, but I like what I see from a lot of the key and critical stats that we're looking at here, and he can play as a sweep keeper, which is pretty rare for the lower divisions. Ryan Barrett, ex-Newcastle junior, we've brought in to play as our right wing back. 4.5 star current ability, 4.5 star potential, is 19. I would expect that potential to change. My assistant, who I've signed, there's been a whole raft of off-season squad changes and staff changes. He's not that good at being able to tell, so I'm just focusing mainly on technical, mental, and key physical attributes. He looks alright, physically does need a little bit of work, but comes through a good system at Newcastle, has some decent technical attributes for what we're asking him to do, has versatility enough to play in the middle of defence as well, and hopefully we'll continue to work him through the side. James Cook stays. He's one of the people that we've carried on from last season. 21 years of age now, still 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. Ex-Middlesbrough junior was fantastic for us last season once he eventually joined. We've mixed up his role a little bit. He's going to play as the stopper, central defender, just because the player that we've brought in to play alongside him, Scott Wilson, who you'll see here, ex-Burnley junior, is very much suited to that central defender and cover. You can see here double figures for all of the technical attributes, most of the mental attributes, and does need a little bit work on his strength. So I'd rather he wasn't stepping to the ball and was trying to cover him behind and use his pace a little bit more. Owen Beck, we've signed as an ex-Liverpool junior. He's a left wing back naturally. We're going to play him a little bit deeper, but still in that wing back role. I've also set him to attack in our tactic, but we'll go through that a little bit. Excellent physical attributes, what we're asking him to do. Decent mental attributes as well. Determination is always the good one that you want to see at a lower league level. Technique does need a little bit of work, but I think with games, he's going to be excellent. And still only 17 years of age, which is crazy. I nearly said 17 years of old. This episode has gotten off to a rocky start in terms of me saying words good. Liam Ravenhill we brought in from Doncaster Rovers. He was released from a youth contract, 2-star current ability, 3.5 star potential. We've struggled most trying to bring in quality central midfield options. We'll go through a couple of the others in a moment. But still, solid technical, solid mental, solid physical stuff. Nothing to be too concerned about. But I do think we perhaps need someone a little bit stronger to start the majority of our games. Alongside him, an absolute star in George Baker, ex-Birmingham junior, central midfielder, will likely play as a central midfielder on support. Excellent technical attributes, mental attributes, good, solid physical, just a wonderful all-around player. Lots of 7s, 8s, 9s that you can see there. And with a full season of football, 38 appearances, those will turn into 10s relatively quickly. The best way in lower division saves to develop your players is to give them game time. Simeon Ure will continue from last season. He was phenomenal for us last year, already moved up into, I think, icon status for the club. He has or legend status after one season. I'm still only down in favoured personnel for whatever reason, but his phenomenal play last year was enough to get him the Fans Player of the Year award, Player of the Season for the club, and make him a real legend of the team. He will not sign a part-time deal. So if we offer him a new contract, he's not interested because of previous breakdown. He wants about £300 a week. Our entire budget is 960, I think it is, total. Oh no, sorry, it is 970 total. We've only got 160 remaining with the players that we've brought in and the contracts that we've offered out. I need to try and get him down to like 70 or 80, which is the most that we've offered to any of the players. We're going to continue to keep him, but he is still on an amateur deal, which means he's not currently training. We'll continue working on him throughout the year, but hopefully we can get him to sign one. Josh Olatabosen, I'm just going to call him Ola for short. 2.5-star current ability, 5.5-star potential. He's going to play as an inverted winger on the left-hand side. Good technical attributes that you can see here. Good pace and acceleration as well. Great natural fitness. He'll get up and down all day. Good flair for chance creation, stuff like that. Determination's a little bit low, but hopefully if we give him game time, he'll be good for us on that left wing. Charlie Ball will continue up top. Of course, played last season, scored 35 goals in only 29 appearances, which is a phenomenal return from the ex-Everton junior. He will be partnered again by Joe Thompson, who scored 39 goals in 38 appearances, the ex-Crewe Alexandra junior. A phenomenal partnership. There's no reason for me to try and change it. We got great results out of him. We're going to try and do that again this season. As far as the other youth prospects are concerned, Tom Wilson we brought in as a backup centre-back, looks to be a solid option. Left-footed player on the left-hand side, I always love stuff like that. Only 1-star current ability, but that's fine for a squad player at this level. Kieran Applin has a bid in for him. He will play a little bit at left-back as well. 2-star current ability, 4-star potential. Did play with us all of last season as well and was excellent down that left-hand side. Reece Harrison, ex-York City junior. Shout out to Tree Cortista if he's watching. Looks a solid squad option, 2-star current ability, 4-star potential. You'll see a lot of different values on no money as well, which is another big one that we have to keep an eye on, the wages that we're offering people. But non-contracts, it's usually just if they play, they get paid. If they don't, they don't. Milo Hall would potentially start in the centre of the park now as that deep line playmaker on defend. He does have to work on his tackling for that. We've got him on a specialised training regime. Was fantastic for us last season. 8 goals in 37 games from midfield. And he will continue to get better and better, still only 20 years of age. Aston Harrison, I was umming and ahhing who to start on the left wing and the right wing. An ex-York City junior. Again, looks to have good versatility. Off the bench, he can play on both sides. So that's what we need. We need someone that gives us that versatility stepping off the bench, and he'll fulfill that role this season. Sam McLennan was an excellent off-the-bench striker for us last season. 8 goals in 10 appearances, despite only joining the club late on. I think one of the things you forget about when you just look at stats like that is that he was really stepping off the bench late in games. So he scored 8 goals really in the last 10 minutes of most of the games that he will have played. Another ex-Sheffield junior, excellent finishing, good heading, good physical and mental attributes as well, high determination as well. So we'll try and get him as much game time as we can. Sam Oliver's the other one that we actually own, another centre-back and defensive option just to back up. I think if anything happens to Cook or Wilson, we will try and jump back into the transfer market and bring in some actual quality. But we have got a couple other players that are still on loan. We've got a couple of, they're still on trial. Jamie Armstrong being one who I think will be a very good central midfield option if we can bring him in. Ex-Carlisle, good technical attributes as you can see here, okay mentals and decent physical ones. He'd be a good squad player to bring in to give us 4 central midfielders. And then we also need to try and sign another goalkeeper because we've only got one in the squad in Maxwell Statham. We've gone big and we're trying to bring in one of Daniel Atherton, who's an ex-Liverpool goalkeeper. He wants a shitload of money, which makes sense because he looks very, very good. Ben Winterbottom, who also looks very good, 4.5-star current ability, 5-star potential, ex-Blackburn junior, who also looks fantastic. And Nika LeBird Hines, who's the one that's actually closest to accepting a contract, also ex-Nottingham Forest, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. We'll bring one of them in and they'll potentially come in as the first choice goalkeeper with Statham joining to be the squad player. But as you can see, there's a lot of youth in our first choice 11. Everybody's under the age of 21 and a lot of actual current ability as well. We're not relying on, like 2-star current ability players, 5-star potential. We've got a lot of 3 and 4-star players that are in the starting lineup. So I would still expect us to do well despite us starting the year with kind of an unfinished squad. And there's a few players here that we're keeping an eye on as well that are still available on free transfers that just look like they have good quality. Tom Humphrey, if you watched our Hashtag United series last season, we signed him. He was fantastic for us down that left-hand side. I think he came through like 4 divisions with us in that run. George Tanner looks like a quality fullback option. Ex-Man United, we're probably not going to get him because he wants a lot of money. Alfie Lewis looks a solid option, playing at the 10, ex-West Ham junior. 20 natural fitness is a phenomenal trait at any level, let alone in the lower divisions. And then we're keeping an eye on some left-footed players to play on that left-hand side to give us that natural balance of 2 wingers out wide. So we'll keep you posted pretty much each episode. If we've signed any new players, if we've lost anyone, I'll try and give you more regular updates. And now that we're still on non-contract, we're probably going to lose players throughout the course of the season. It's just one of the realities of lower league saves. I did mention earlier 2 tweaks that we've made. We've gone to a wing-back on attack in our default structure, the 4-4-2 positive, which is really like a 4-2-4. Just to make use of Beck and his natural attributes getting forward, and then Ola will play as an inside inverted winger so that he makes that step inside and hopefully opens up space to overlap on the left. So it's a little bit different. With all my changes, tweaks, whatever else, I like to introduce something new and something different at the start of each season just so that we don't stagnate. And I usually give it about 10 games to figure out if it's working. So far, in pre-season, it's been working really effectively. We've won all of our games. We've just played local and nearby teams. We've been smashing most sides that we've played against. Again, as always, we've tried a couple of different tactics during that time, using our positive mentality most often so that we get our familiarity up with it, testing out our cautious mentality with the 2 deep wingers when we want to play on the counter, and then also our attacking structure if we do need to try and force a goal towards the end of a match. So far, positive has gotten it done for us most of the time. We haven't had to worry too much about reacting during the course of games, but we are moving up a division. We are going to have higher quality opposition, and we're going to see our very first taste of Premier Division football against East Preston today. So you guys have already seen it, but I'll do a quick run through. Statham, of course, in goal. Wilson and Cook as the central defensive partnership. Beck and Barrett as the 2 fullbacks. Baker and Ravenhill anchoring midfield. Ola on the left wing, Ure on the right, and Thompson and Ball, our fantastic partnership up top. They're playing a 4-1-4-1. It looks a very deep, very defensive formation. We're quite good on the counter. I'm not worried too much about that guy in the hole there that we don't have a direct matchup for. You can see kind of they've got a person here, we've got a hole. We tend to go direct over the top of that space anyway, so I'm not super worried about it. A lot of debuts, 7 in total from the starting 11, and a good few on the bench as well. Hopefully, they can get off to a good start and mark their debuts with goals and assists. We're going to assertively tell the team if we play our game, we'll win, and hopefully we can ride the momentum from last season into some good early season form. Throwing for East Preston here, back into midfield, played forward to Campbell. Deep ball across, Statham comes out and claims it well for his first real involvement in the series so far. Defence gets away from him, so he goes long up the line towards Ball. No one challenges. Played out wide. Olo will pick it out, and he plays a good crossfield switch to Ore, who's through on goal. Can he find the finish? Keeper does well. We managed to keep it in. He hangs it towards Thompson, and then the defender, I think, did enough just to put him off. And we get our first highlight, our first positive highlight of Season 2. Highlight again here. East Preston again start with the ball from a throw-in. Long ball forward. Cut out well by Wilson. Baker plays it forward to Ola. Steps inside, looks out wide right to Ure, has picked up a knock in the early stages. Turns his man well, finds ball front post, and the header's just past the near post. Dealing with the long ball forward. So East Preston have started each of the highlights we've seen so far in possession. It goes across it to the right now to Arome. If we recover the ball here, we're in a good spot. Coyle plays it forward. Wilson should tidy up. Beck looks for a long ball down the line. It lets it run, and Ball's gotten in behind. Can he find the finish from the right-hand side? It's an excellent finish from Charlie Ball. Assist going to get credited to Owen Beck, but he didn't do a tremendous amount with it. The defender should have cut it out. You can see here, just a weighted pass. That centre-back just asleep at the wheel. Ball does very well to get goal side. Gets his body in front of the defender. Turns back on his right foot and passes beyond the on-rushing keeper for his first goal of the season. If we can get anywhere near the production output of Ball and Thompson this season, we're going to have a great year. Another highlight here, Baker with a deep ball forward. Walder heads it away. Ure recovers at the top of the box. I think Dylan might have gone through the back of him. So we're going to have... Oh, it's a penalty. Interesting. I didn't see that. I thought it was just a free kick. Ball's going to have a chance to make it a double on the day. Puts it low and hard to the right of the keeper. The keeper gets the right way. Did very well. But second goal of the season already for Charlie Ball. He's starting the year on fire. You can see in 3 dimensions here. It's a good penalty. Low and hard into the corner. The keeper gets the right way, but his dive kind of took him over it rather than underneath. We've got another highlight here again. Baker to deliver a free kick from a wide area towards the back stick. Good header across, and Charlie Ball has has a hat-trick in 38 minutes of the new season. He's very much carrying on from last year. I think it was Cook who got the header back across goal. We'll see it here in 3D. Baker, good free kick. Cook, oh no, it's Wilson actually, the other centre-back, heads it back across goal, and Ball is the fox in the box. Thompson was in the area as well, but he gets his hat-trick, and a good reward for an excellent start to the year. Goal kick forward now from East Preston. Rowling with a poor header. Ball's cut the ball out and taken a touch around the defender. He's on the edge of the area now, but in a wide space. He perhaps could have started again, reset the play, but he strikes from the wide area and just wide. Half-time, 3-0 up, 18 shots, 8 on target, 56% of the ball. They've had 4, 1 and 44%. We're going to passionately tell everybody, very pleased with your performance. And given that we're 3-0 up, I'm probably not going to risk Ure. We might bring on Aston Harrison for his debut. Not that Ure's done anything wrong, I just don't want to risk injuries if we don't have to. Long ball forward from the East Preston goal kick, good header from Barrett. Aston Harrison's first involvement in the game, picking up the ball on the right-hand side. Thompson to Ravenhill, good reverse pass towards Ola, and he nearly finds the finish near post there. Just a little dink past the keeper, but just wide. 30 minutes remain, so we're going to make our last 2 subs. We're just going to take off the 2 guys on yellow cards. Ryan Barrett at the right, he'll come off for Reece Harrison to make his debut. Tom Wilson will play alongside Scott Wilson at centre-back, and James Cook will head to the bench. And as we always do, good old faithful, we use our Get Creative shout after an hour. Throw in here, played into Ball, back out to Harrison now. Towards Ola, back post, and he gets his goal on debut. He's been dangerous quite a bit, actually. Stepping inside, looking for crossfield switches. And it was a good worked routine from the corner here. You can see Harrison throws it in, gets it back from Ball. I know Ball actually tried to cross, and then it falls to Harrison. Good ball across, and Ola rises unchallenged. Pretty much straight down the middle of the goal because the keeper was moving. Makes it nice and easy. Does that see us go top of the division? We've got a highlight here again immediately. Blore at centre-back. Forward to Blackman, Brown to McFarlane, looks for a long ball in the top. First time we've seen Preston get in behind, and the ball thankfully straight at the goalkeeper, who does very well to claim and hold. Long ball forward here again. Brannan plays it out to Walder, back to Brannan again. Ball has recovered in an excellent position. He's in a wide area, he's going to cut it back, he goes to strike himself and just pushes it past the far post. Highlight starting again from a throw in here, ball across to Baker at the top of the 18. Finds a great ball to ball in behind, play toward Aston. It's pinballing around a little bit. Aston eventually gets the throw in forward. It was Aston Harrison. I've got to stop calling him that. And we do get a resulting corner. Baker's delivery's been good from set pieces. It's not bad again. Ball goes up. It's headed away. Arome will recover for Preston. And is there a counter-attack danger here? No. Ola with an excellent tackle in the wide area. And then skips past his man. He's got 3 around him. He's done very well to retain possession. And we have to throw in to keep the ball. We're into the last 10 minutes. We're going to use our demand more shout. We have got a highlight here as well. Harrison bounces past a few and then plays an excellent ball to Ball. Can he add his 4th goal of the game? He started the season on fire, moves us to 5-0, and that may potentially put us top of the league. There's another game, we'll have a look at it in a second, where there are goals flying in. But great play here from Harrison. Holds off a couple of different challenges, puts the ball into a dangerous area between the 2 centre-backs, and then Ball basically picks it up and carries it home from there, bursts into the box and puts it low and hard across the goalkeeper into the left-hand side. They've got a corner here, Walder to take. Aston Harrison with a header away. It's cleared, ball recovers in a good position. Thompson looks to release him again. It's a good 1-2 play between the 2 strikers. Can he cut the ball back now? Steady strikes from the edge of the area. Thompson now with the follow-up, and Nlavu in the East Preston goal with a good save to force it out for the corner. If we can add a couple more here, start the season on top of the league, I would be very, very happy. Coyle with the header away. Highlight continues. Arome recovers again, very similar to one of the highlights we saw earlier. Harrison chases him down and the highlight comes to an end. So Shoreham are currently 7-2 up against AFC Uckfield. They sit top of the league. And the game comes to an end, a 5-0 win. I definitely would have taken a 5-0 win first day of the year if you'd offered it to me. 28 shots, 12 on target, 52% of the ball, 9-3 and 48%. Charlie Ball, a 9.9 for his 4 goals. I don't know what you have to do to get a 10. But passionately, we're going to take very pleased for the result and the performance. We've got through a tremendous amount, so we're going to immediately jump forward to the game in a week's time. Magic of editing. If anything happens during the week, I'll let you guys know. Alright, so just like that, we're a few days ahead. It's an unchanged lineup for us. Aure's recovered from his knock, which is great. Everyone's fitness looks relatively good early in the season. We will probably rotate a little bit for the next game, which is I think in 2 days. They're playing a 4-3-3 with a deep midfielder. A lot of teams at this level are. Ross Deadman playing it right back, their only real player that I can kind of see here, or at least player with a face from the face back. How did they do round 1? They drew their game 3-3, so they've definitely got some goals in them, but we should have enough to get past them. I think one of the things I forgot to mention before, season preview, we are expected to finish the season on top based on the strength of our squad. We've got most of the starting 11 in the Media Dream 11 for the season ahead, so hopefully we should be able to kind of carry through the year as well as we did last season. We initially started as the 20th team in the division, very similar to last year, and then based on our recruitment in pre-season, they pushed us further up. Right, first highlight of the game. It's a long one forward. They've recovered the possession in a good area. Good tackle from Baker in midfield. Long one forward towards Hathaway, who manages to scramble it away. Ball out right now. Barrett should recover and plays up the line towards Ure, who brings it down very, very well. Back to Barrett again. Long ball forward towards Ball, who was so dominant in the first game. Good flick on header towards Ure. He's in a wide area. Goes to strike himself. Probably could have looked for the cut back there. Thompson was lurking around the penalty spot. But good play on the counter-attack and in transition. Immediate highlight here again. Baker recovers the ball in midfield. Looks to find Ball in behind. His touch is excellent to bring it back towards the centre. Gets the strike away and Davidson pushes it around the post. Charlie Ball in the early part of this year in the higher division just taking his game to another level. Ure's going to take the resulting corner. Ola with the header at back post and it's just over the top. Covered possession here. We've worked it all the way back to Statham. He's got plenty of time. There's no one pressing him. Just pick the right pass. Goes long out wide towards Ure, which isn't a bad idea. Just throwing it to your best player. Skips past one challenge, bursts into the box, squares it up for Thompson from 6 yards out. Excellent save from the goalkeeper, but really, you've got to find your corners in those situations, boys. Ure to take the resulting corner. Deep one across. White's going to get headed away. Baker puts it back in and then hacked away by the Eastbourne defence. Ure with the corner here. Thompson front post, gets the header in. He's our best header in the squad and nearly puts that one away. Baker, ball across to Cook. Long ball forward towards Ure again. He's going to win the ball back from White and burst into the box. Can he find the finish? Davidson has been immense in the opening 20 minutes of this one, keeping Eastbourne United in it. We've got another corner. Baker to take. Deep ball across. Howell lets it run out the other side. Is the highlight going to continue? They're looking to launch a counter-attack here. Our men are running away from the ball when they don't really need to be. Howell plays the ball into the middle. Baker out to Whitehouse. They're countering on the left-hand side here. Out to their left-back White. Good recovery from Barrett. Does very well to win the ball back and put it out for the throw. Deep free kick. Cook to take. Played forward to Wilson. Cook now. Ball over the top towards Ball. Can he find the finish? It's an excellent finish. Gets himself around the defender. His 5th goal of the season already in the 2nd match of the year. Good ball from Cook as well. Just kind of hung it up into space in that tough area where keepers don't know whether to come out for it or not. I think this is the first time you guys have seen the gold kit as well. Good ball in behind. Played it with the outside of the right. Ball, first time finish, low and hard, back across the goalkeeper. Nothing they can do about that when we go a goal up. We're over the corner towards Thompson again, just past the near post. So we're doing quite well out of the air against them. Get through at half-time, still 1 goal up, 14 shots, 7 on target, 54% of possession. They've had 4, 2 and 46%. And I'm just going to tell everyone, happy with your performance so far. Early days of the season, it's just a morale management game, keeping everyone happy. And as we always do, we'll give it to the hour mark before we look at subs, based on form, fitness, cards, whatever else. Ball out wide now to Smith. First real highlight that we've seen for Eastbourne, putting a ball in the box. Statham comes out and claims unchallenged. Can move it forward now. He's gone very direct towards Ball. Doesn't challenge for the header, but does win the rebound. In a wide area, goes for the strike when he maybe should have tried to pull that one back. We had bodies bursting into the box. But I guess if you've scored 5 goals in 2 games, you're probably going to take as many shots as you possibly can. All right, now go on. There's not much to write home about in terms of play performances, so we're just going to go on the form so far in this game. We're also going to try and give Milo Hall 30 minutes as he works his way back from injury and into full fitness. So Aston Harrison, Sam McClellan, Milo Hall will come onto the pitch for the last half an hour or so. We're going to passionately tell them we have faith in them, and Milo Hall at least has responded positively. Hour gone, so we use our get creative shout, and everybody, not everybody, I was looking at Eastbourne United there for a second. Everybody looks complacent, which is horrific. Highlight here, deep throw in for us on the right hand side. Barrett will take. Play to Ure. Back to Barrett again. Got time, just need to work it correctly. Ball forward to Ball, who turns his man expertly. Bursts into the box from the angle. Can he find the finish? It's a good save again from the keeper. Fair play to this goalie. He's having an excellent game. Resulting corner, Ure to take towards Cook, and he gets a flashing header past the goal, and just skips past far post. Statham with a long ball forward. Harrison should be able to bring it down and turn. Looks for ball in behind, but he doesn't follow it up. Davidson hacks it away. He probably could have picked that one up. Ball falls to Beck. Looks for McLennan, the sub off the bench in the wide area. Can he find the finish? Good save again from Davidson. Cut back to Harrison at the top of the box. He loses out. Beck's going to keep it in. Hall across to Baker. All the way back to Cook, and the highlight comes to an end. 3 minutes to be added on. Are we going to see any late drama here to add to the scoreline? No, we don't. A good 1-0 win. Charlie Ball again finding the back of the net. 23 shots, 12 on target, 52% possession, 5, 3 and 48%. We're going to go into the dressing room. We're just going to tell everyone, good win, boys. Nothing to get too upset about. Had a ton of highlights, just didn't finish as well as we know we can. And it does see us move top of the division 2 wins from 2, plus 6 goal difference, yet to concede in any competition, which is great. Peacehaven and Eastbourne Town, the other teams that have won both their games, though there are quite a few as well. Shoreham, Crowborough, Loxwood and Saltdean that also had draws, so they remain undefeated. Ure was highlighted as the man of the match, 6 key passes and 8.2. We're going to tell him he was fantastic. We're just going to try and keep him happy and keep trying to offer him a non-contract throughout the course of the year, or ideally, if we win this division, offer him a part-time deal for next season. Right, as we look at our schedule here, we are going to try and jump forward a little bit as well. If things are going quite well and we're smashing through the season, we will try and do 5 episodes again for the year and close out season 2 by the end of this week, because I think that's like a nice little neat way to do it. As we get into the higher divisions, it's a bit more competitive, a bit more twists and turns throughout the course of the seasons. We will go to 10 episodes per season to try and bring you as many games as possible. But while it's like this and we're winning comfortably, we might as well fire through as quickly as we can. I think we'll probably come back and we might do the games at the end of September. So this one here against Little Common, who are in 19th, and then Crawley down to close out our September fixtures. And then if we are still smashing the division in and it's not going to be super interesting, we might look to stretch it out a little bit further again before we come back. As always though, guys, if you have any feedback, chuck it in the comment section below. If it's positive stuff, if it's negative stuff, if it's stuff you want to see done differently, if there's stuff that you would love to see in terms of like saves and things like that, just let me know. Like, I'm happy for so much of the content on this channel to be driven by what you as the viewer wants to see. So please, even if it's negative stuff, feel free to let me know. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to be kept up to date on all future videos as they are continued to be released. If you look over, I pointed the right way that time, at @InTheMixer_FM on Twitter to be kept up to date on all of our different interactions with the FM community. And we're also doing Sunday night Twitch streams, depending on where in the world you are. If you're in the UK, it'll be Sunday morning at twitch.tv/InTheMixer_FM. As always though, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's the part that I appreciate the most. I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.